for the 2016-17 school year.
I'll second it.
Mr. Burchell. Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries. On item number 19, just for reference, 19A, we're going to also include the person listed on the addendum to the agenda as part of the attachment. Okay, to be included with those listed in the attachment. That being said, do I have a motion for item number 19A, please?
I recommend the Board of Education approve the attached district substitute list for the 2016-2017 school year per certification, Act 2434, 151, 114, 153, 168 guidelines, and employment eligibility verification, U.S. Department of Justice. The attachment as provided, plus the agenda, or the addendum, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments?
I'd just like to add that it's Claire Seymour is the person, the secretary. Is that
Correct.
That is correct.
correct? Yep,
Hearing no other comments, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
okay. Aye.
Those opposed, no. Are there any abstaining? Hearing none, motion carries. I have a motion for item number 19B, please.
I recommend the Board of Education approve the transfer of food service worker Lisa Stachnik from the high school to Evergreen Elementary School effective September 13th, 2016.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments?
Yeah, I have one. Is this a transfer from food service here to food service down there?
Correct, and the reason for it is the food service worker at Evergreen retired.
Okay.
So it's
I was just
it's a
wondering if they
known
were staying in
position.
food service, because
Correct.
there is a situation. Okay.
Correct, food service
Yep.
and food service.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 19C, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education appoint Michelle Dugan as part-time food service worker at the rate of $10.50 per hour, pending receipt of clearances, effective August 31st, 2016.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments?
And now this is to replace the person who just transferred from the high school to Evergreen.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Not a new position.
All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 19D, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education appoint Susan Pollard as a 12-month food service secretary at a rate of $12.27 per hour with applicable fringe benefits effective at the beginning of the 2016-2017 school year.
I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments?
Again, this is for a retirement that has already been approved, that will be effective the first week of November. So this gives Susan some time to work with the person and get some training in the first 2 months of the year. It's a very specific program and a very specific employment where there's only one person in the district that does this, so it's critical that, and there's a lot of money that flows through the cafeteria, so it's critical that we get a good training period in place for this.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries, and congratulations, Susan.
Thank you.
Before we do the next one, can I put out a comment regarding 19E? That motion is for appointment of Kathy Gershie, which somebody will make that motion, but I just want everybody to know that Kathy's a 9-year employee of the school district. Although she has the same name as Bill Gershie, she's not related to Bill Gershie. I just want everybody to realize that, and she's a U.S. Army veteran, and Kathy has been working part-time of her duty has been involved in transportation, so she'll be going to full-time. But I wanted to make sure that everybody was on full understanding, although her last name is Gershie, she's not related to Bill.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. May I have a motion for item number,
I move that the Board of Education appoint Kathy Gershie as Transportation Administrative Assistant at the rate of $17 per hour with applicable fringe benefits effective immediately.
I'll second that.
motion has been made and seconded. Do any board members have any questions or comments?
Just have a question. Is this in the 16-17 budget, or is this the?
It is, it's in the 16-17 budget. We've been discussing this. This is the one that we were hopefully going to solve 4 labor issues from a standpoint of shortages because of cuts in the past. We cut a secretary at each elementary facility, the high school and the middle school, and 3 positions in the administration office over the last 3-4 years. The transportation system needed and currently the transportation system was operating with Kathy part-time and 2 secretaries in the elementary systems part-time. And the combination of creating this as a full-time position frees up additional time at the elementary schools for an existing secretary to do more secretarial duty, and especially when it comes to truancy and the things that we're dealing with on the truancy issue, which is eating a tremendous amount of time and effort by the principals and the administrative staff. And then thirdly, it's also creating the 3 lost positions in the administration office from an accounting standpoint, especially the bookkeeping and payables and the HR scenario. It frees up a half a person there. So it fixes, it will allow somebody to become an expert in transportation and I am, with the exception of knowing exactly all of the stops on all of the roads. And Kathy and I will do this, and that's why we said this immediately, which ties right into your comment. We had a short time frame to get this done. So the combination of this one full-time position is going to solve 2 elementary timing issues, the transportation secretary, and then there is a current advertisement out for a position to replace Kathy, which ends up getting half more of the body for the bookkeeping department and accounting department at the district office. So the combination of 7 lost employees, this is adding 1 to hopefully solve the issues for the elementary schools and the business office and the transportation with this one position. Okay?
I was just curious.
Yes, no, and it's a great question, and I mean, we're trying our best to be as lean as we can, and it was part of the 16-17 budget, as well as allocation of costs for all the things that we're going to help address with this.
Any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries. May I have a motion for item number 19F, please?
I move that the Board of Education approve the recommendation of the superintendent, district administrators, and the following appointments. We got Gregory Butler, co-athletic director, at an annual stipend of $4,000 along with his teaching duties for the 16-17 school year. And 2, we have Cindy Rizzi as a co-athletic director at her current hourly rate with no additional fringe benefits for the 2016-17 school year.
I'll second the motion.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any other questions or comments?
I'd just like to thank Mr. Adams for placing a great leader at the head of our athletic department. We'll finally have some real representation, not only in the Lackawanna Interscholastic Athletic Association, but also with PIAA District 2, to the point where Western Wayne will be, with Mr. Butler's pedigree, very well respected across the board. And I believe it to be the best hire that we could have made, especially when it comes to the financial ramifications of this district, and at such a low stipend, as accordingly as you would see other athletic directors in the regional area, what they make in just doing that. Coach Butler and soon to be co-athletic director Butler will also maintain his history duties as a
a high school history teacher. So I'd just like to commend the administration on a great plan, and I'd like to thank Mr. Butler for stepping up and representing and serving Western School District.
I think Mr. Butler will do a good job, along with Mrs. Rizzi doing her end of it. It's something that we're going to take a look at and see how it works out. I talked to Mr. Adams by phone. We're going to it's worth taking a really good look at it and seeing what the cost is overall and seeing how it works out. But I think, again, as you said, AJ, Greg has a great athletic background. And unfortunately, District 2, it's the good old boys club, and I'll say that publicly. And it's unfortunate, but if you're not a male and you go down there, you don't get treated the same way. And the bottom line is Greg will do well down there because of the situation that it is. So.
Very good. Thank you, gentlemen. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries. I have a motion for item number 19G, please.
I recommend that the Board of Education approve an unpaid medical leave of absence for employee number 1-16-17 for no longer than 6 months, effective September 1st, 2016.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion carries. I have a motion for item number 19H, please.
I move that the Board of Education adjust the salary step for the following temporary professional employee, Elizabeth Kalush, to step 2M, effective at the start of the 2016-17 school year.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments?
Yeah, Masters.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Thank you.
we made,
Thank you. No, it's fine.
I made an error. We had it, this person was approved 2 meetings ago at step 1 masters, and she had already taught a full year in Pennsylvania, and she belonged on step 2 masters. The difference in price is $500 annually.
$500, okay.
Yeah, so that was my error, and we're correcting that.
Okay. Thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining? Motion carries. We have a motion for item number 19I, please.
I recommend that the Board of Education approve the following student assistant program team trained members for the 2016-2017 school year as listed.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, no. Are there any abstaining? Motion carries. We have a motion for number 19J, please.
I move that the Board of Education approve the following to a list of volunteers for the 16-17 school year contingent upon receipt of clearances as listed.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstaining?
I abstain.
Motion carries on 7 yes and 1 abstention. Okay, thank you. Item number 20, informational items. Let's see, student teacher intern from the University of Cumberland's Jennifer Miller, student teacher at Evergreen, first semester with Katie Palmer, and the second semester with Catherine Hannaford. Item number 20B, upcoming dates, August 24th, there is new teacher orientation meeting scheduled for 9 a.m. On August 25th, pre-K open house, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at R.D. Wilson in Evergreen Elementary. August 31st and September 1st, there's scheduled teacher in-service days. September 1st, freshman and new student orientation at the high school at 6 p.m. On September 2nd, middle school, 6th grade, and new student orientation at 6 p.m. On September 6th, It's the first day of school for students. September 16th, middle school, R.D. Wilson Picture Day. September 19th, high school Picture Day. September 22nd, middle and high school open house at 6 p.m. September 27th, Evergreen Picture Day and open house at 6 p.m. And also on September 27th, R.D. Wilson Elementary open house at 6 p.m. Mr. Superintendent, do you have any correspondence?
I do not.
Ms. Felisky, anything on the federal programs report?
No, report,
No?
Mr. President.
Okay. Do any board members have any other business they care to address? Future meetings scheduled on Tuesday, September 6th at 6 p.m. in the board committee room here at the district administration building will be our next board committee meeting. And then on Monday, September 12th at 7 p.m. we'll hold the next public board meeting here in the district building. Informational items, the meeting held on July 25th at 6 p.m. was held here in the district boardroom for a board committee meeting. May I have a motion for item number 25?
So,
So move a second.
I'll second.
Motion made and second. All in favor say aye.
aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries, meeting adjourned.